because to me, it wasn't about the worlds being different, as distinct as the two worlds seem, because there's a common undercurrent in it all, especially when it comes to people. And whether it's in pharma or tech, employees now, more than ever, seek authenticity. They want transparent leadership. They want roles that align with their aspirations. And for work environments that don't just speak of inclusivity, but actively embody that place that they belong. And for me, that was really the draw and the emphasis that how things have shifted from what the job can just provide tangibly to intangible elements like culture, growth paths, and even an organization's ethical compass.
Hi everyone. So today I have someone named Abby with us who is all about transforming culture, empowering talent. She is all about bridging innovation and inclusion in the digital age. Let's welcome Abby on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom, where she will tell us what's it like being a C-level member, what she's learned along the way, and specifically if she has any advice for women who are trying to reach the glass ceiling. Hi Abby, how are you doing today?
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So, Abby, let's get into it. So, the first question that I have for you is about your C-level experience. As Chief People Officer at a company that is growing, you oversee an area that's all about people, managing people, ensuring that people are reaching their best ability. Can you tell us more about what it's like being Chief People Officer? What does your day-to-day look like?
Yeah, I mean, it is really busy, and I am bouncing between what our people need, and I allow them to dictate a bit on what that looks like. So my team supports hiring and staffing and headcount planning and bringing great talent into the organization. Then we look at how we upskill and uplevel them and their experiences and how we best support them when they're here, from compensation to benefits to talking about performance and expectations and career pathing and mobility, the whole way through to when somebody may exit the organization. And my goal in all of this is to make sure that they take something away from LiveIntent, and hopefully they look back fondly on their experiences at the organization and some of the memories that they've made, or even more importantly, the learnings that they've received.
Okay, I think that's very important because people usually focus on the first part, which is ensuring that, oh, when a candidate is joining, everything is effortless, everything is seamless, the candidate gets excited. But no one really thinks about the exiting part. So just ensuring that they have a really good exit ensures that the company does care about the person. And when they leave the company, they'll have a good image about the company, where they worked, and the people. So it's great to see that you have that in place, Abby. Abby, a follow-up question regarding that would be is you mentioned that you overlook staffing and headcount. Can you tell us about some of the initiatives that you've put in place inside your company that ensures the candidate that you hire are not only technically aligned with what the company is looking for, but also culturally aligned?
Yeah, and immediately what comes to mind is thinking about talent initiatives and what really has paid off for the company, because every talent leader's dream is to make an impact and be recognized for it. So I'll start by talking about an area I believe most can resonate with, whether you're in talent or not, and that's the whole return to office conversation and the challenges associated with it. The initial stages for us of deciding what we were going to do, rather than assuming what our team wanted, we decided to ask, which sometimes feels like a novel concept in the corporate world, right? So we delved in and asked things like, how were they feeling about returning? What were their concerns if we were to return to the office? What did they envision their ideal workplace to look like? And how would they structure their week if they were able to choose their location? And the feedback along the way has been very consistent. Flexibility was key. And so we crafted an approach not centered on forcing employees back to the office, but how would we develop a flexible hybrid model? We've continuously engaged with our teams, asking them what mattered most. And we encourage people to come into the office and collaborate with each other. When they do come in the office, hopefully it's with purpose and with a touch of excitement. And let's be honest, for me, there's a bit of thrill in planning out my office outfits. So
I
there's that too. And
love
here's the
that.
thing, when people don't feel forced, they're more engaged. And a more engaged team, well, they directly impact the bottom line in more ways than one, and hopefully they stay. So we put our people first, we've listened to their feedback, and we've asked them to help devise solutions that they believe in. And then the result is we focus on being more proactive by understanding when we need to be reactive. Trust our people, know what's best for them. And when we do that, hopefully that can lead to a happier and more engaged team. And we continue to work on this approach and iterate as time goes on. It's far from perfect, so I don't want to make it sound that way. But we've seen more people coming back to the office to be with each other and learn. And they're doing that willingly and on their terms.
Okay, no, I think that's so important because there is that debate going on where there's a lot of big corporate companies who you think would have it figured out. They're like, oh, you have to come back to office. There is no other choice. But I think it's always very important to give people that choice where they feel like they're in control of their life, making sure you give them the possible options being like, oh, would you be open to a flexible work schedule? What would be the location look like? So just showcases how you put employees first, and eventually the employees would love the purpose of the company, where they work, and they would feel safe enough to say what they think. So that sounds amazing, Abby. Thank you so much for sharing that. Abby, you've had experience across multiple industries, from tech industries to pharma industries. What are some of the differences that you saw working in talent across different industries?
Yeah, navigating diverse industries has afforded me a unique vantage point, particularly when you compare the world of pharmaceuticals with that of adtech and martech. As I transitioned from the pharmaceutical sector to tech, I couldn't help but notice some differences immediately. In pharmaceuticals, the driving forces often revolved around the nobility of the mission, that promise of innovation, the potential for life changing impact, and for some roles, that allure of cutting edge research. And employees tended to gravitate towards that sense of purpose and a direct connection between their work and the betterment of global health. On the flip side, ad tech and martech, the draw here is the thrill of rapid innovation, the pulse of real time data, and that ever evolving dance between technology and human behavior. There was and still is an attraction for many to be at the forefront of shaping that digital narrative. And of course, let's not forget the ability to wear t shirts and sneakers on a daily basis, even when you come to the office.
Okay. I think a follow-up question from that would be is you mentioned the differences between innovation, just using the right synergy between technology and being creative. I think I'd like to understand, when did you realize that you wanted to move away from one industry to the other? You know how some people just get stuck in that rut where they're like, okay, I'm here, I'm comfortable, I don't want to move to a different industry because that's a whole lot of new learning. So how did you realize where you were like, okay, this is enough, I want to explore a different industry? And how was the transition like for you?
Yeah, and that's a wonderful question because to me, it wasn't about the worlds being different, as distinct as the two worlds seem, because there's a common undercurrent in it all, especially when it comes to people. And whether it's in pharma or tech, employees now more than ever seek authenticity. They want transparent leadership. They want roles that align with their aspirations. And for work environments that don't just speak of inclusivity, but actively embody that place that they belong. And for me, that was really the draw and the emphasis that how things have shifted from what the job can just provide tangibly to intangible elements like culture, growth paths, and even an organization's ethical compass. So I've been focusing on that. And really, for the last couple of years, one of the most pronounced evolutions I've observed pertains to the amplified voice that employees now have. And that shift affects the very core of talent attraction, and retention across all sectors. So, no matter what kind of business I went to, that was important. And in this new age where the voice of the employee resonates with such clarity, organizations across all industries are being nudged and sometimes even shoved towards being more introspective and at times having to transform. So, in the battle of attracting and retaining top talent, those that listen, adapt, and prioritize genuine engagement are the ones that the best will gravitate towards and stay with. So, for me, the transition was potentially a little bit smaller because people are people and what motivates them at their core still matters.
Okay, I think you put said something very important, which is when you have a strong purpose, everything falls in line with it. So making sure you have a good North Star which you can follow, where your values aren't compromised, where you're putting people first, will always help you. So that is absolutely beautiful, Abby. Thank you so much for sharing that. Last two questions. So Abby, because you've been in the HR space, making wonderful teams, if you had a magic wand, for instance, would be one HR policy that you would wish every company implemented ASAP?
Oh, I love this question. If I was given that mystical power to enact a universal HR policy with the wave of a magic wand, my choice would be parental leave. And not just any parental leave, but a comprehensive, inclusive, and holistic policy that's bigger than just a bit of time off and focuses on what it means to be a parent in today's complex world. I have two children myself, and parenthood and all of its joys, challenges, and even transformative moments, it's a lot. I can't remember a day since my older son was born that I wasn't truly tired every day. And it's a time in life that demands attention and care and adapting. And above all, you need space to be fully present. And for too long, corporate structures worldwide have been, at best, inconsistent with their approach to this life altering event. And even sometimes sidelining it as a mere benefit. So, incorporating a robust parental leave policy across all companies wouldn't just be about granting parents time away from work. It would give parents the time and resources to bond with their child and cultivate a more refreshed, focused, and engaged professional upon their return. And moreover, I think a really important point in this is a universal parental leave policy would need to be equitable because it's not just about maternity leave. It's about paternity leave, adoption leave, and recognizing diverse family structures. A parent is a parent. And in a world that moves at a fast pace, where the lines between personal and professional are so blurred each day, the introduction of a universal parental leave policy would serve as a reminder of what truly matters. And that's our families and the people that we do all this work for.
That is amazing. I think a lot of people even get scared to ask for parental leave because a lot of companies ask questions and they're like, I don't know how to answer. So people don't even bother asking because of the scaredness that comes within them. So I think the universal parental leave, no matter what family, a parent is a parent. You summed it up beautifully. So thank you so much for sharing that. Last question, Abby. You mentioned that your company, you're all responsible for headcount. A lot of people are looking for jobs these days. I'd love to hear if you're hiring for certain roles and what kind of people you're looking for to join your team.
Yeah, we're absolutely hiring for roles, and I'm actually going to take this beyond just skills or areas of expertise because the landscape of job seeking has evolved and so have employer expectations. So, more now than ever, it's essential for candidates to strategically advocate for their strengths and highlight their areas of expertise that resonate with the potential employers. And based on my insights, the job market isn't just about showcasing those things you've done, but how what you've done aligns with where your potential employer aims to go. And do those things match? So, by emphasizing alignment with